I mean, what was wrong with all these other ones up to that point? Were they not?
Well, it just wasn't considered to be a doctrine.
Yeah, evidently.
It was maybe understood, but
Yeah.
it's actually made it like written down legal issue.
So anyway, just some interesting points that I had from where Brother Blackwell was here talking about division and the denominations that's out there and everything. So with that being said, tonight the first section we're going to talk about is the work of the church. So what's the main work of the church? Preach the gospel, preach the word, teach. Yeah. 2 Corinthians 5:18 and 20 says, now all things are of God, who has reconciled us to himself through Jesus Christ and has given us the ministry of reconciliation. Verse 19, and has committed to us the word of reconciliation. This ministry of reconciliation is teaching the word, teaching the gospel. What's reconciliation mean? Okay. It's a restoration of a friendly relationship. It's the action of making one view or belief compatible with another. It's a change in the relationship between God and man. It assumes there's been a breakdown in the relationship, but now there has been a change from a state of enmity and fragmentation to one of harmony and fellowship, bringing these two parties back together. How does that happen for us? How does this reconciliation between us and God, how's that happen? Through obedience, okay? Through the blood of Christ. Romans 5:10, for if when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God through the death of his Son, the blood of Christ. Much more, having been reconciled, we shall be saved by his life. We're saved by Jesus' death. Okay? Number 2, what method has God authorized for making his will known to the world? Evangelism. Preach the word, right? Preach. Teach. Christians teaching others. Turn over to Romans chapter 10, verses 14 and 15. Romans 10, 14 and 15. Should be a familiar verse to all of us. It says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? It takes someone to teach others, whether it's a teacher or a preacher. You have to be taught. One has to learn. We have to teach. That's the mission of the church. If the church fails this mission, then the church is going to fail. Within the church, who is responsible for evangelism? Everyone. All. 2 Timothy 2:2, and the things that you have heard from me, the gospel, among many witnesses, commit these to faithful men who will be able to teach others also. Faithful men. And that can be women as well. Of course, women, not in a public role, but women can do as much or more teaching than a man with their children, grandchildren, ladies' classes, ladies' get-togethers. So you're not excluded. It's all. That all doesn't leave anybody out. Matthew 28:19, go ye therefore and make disciples of every nation. Mark 16:15, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. 1 Corinthians 1:21, for since the wisdom of God, the world through wisdom did not know God, it pleased God through the foolishness of the message preached to save those who believe. A lot of people think it's crazy that we come into this assembly Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Wednesday night, and all we do is read the Bible, talk about the Bible, we preach the Bible, we preach and teach, and all that's all we do. It's crazy. It's foolish. It's what God said men would think is going to take place. Men think this is foolishness. But that's how God intended for the message to reach out to everyone. It's through the preaching, through teaching. Let's see, what else did I have? I think that's all I had there. Part of this number 3, part of this committee needs to faithful men who will be able to teach others. That goes right along with us supporting preaching schools, supporting these men that are wanting to be preachers, helping them to get through those schools so that they can go out and be evangelists. Number 4, how can a Christian be active in world evangelism without personally going to another country? Internet, okay. Do what? Support the people to go financially. Yeah. Prayer. Okay. Neighbors. Yeah. Again, support preaching schools. For the last couple of years, we've been sending all of our extra literature that we get in, the gospel, or not the newspaper we get. I can't think of the name of it. Just left me.